brothers have just won their first match today, winning the reserve grade grand final. Souths took the under 21 and the C grade, so I suppose it was overdue for brothers to finally break through. A wonderful atmosphere here, as I said. It's a near capacity gate of about 35,000 people. A very warm, fairly still afternoon. We'd think the temperature to be about 25 or 26 degrees. So you can imagine it's pretty hot down there in the middle for this big match. Wynnum Manly are decidedly favourites in most quarters, about 2-1 on and favourite. But somehow or other, I think they might have their work cut out to beat the Magpies this afternoon. Anyway, our expert, David Wright, will tell us what he thinks.
Thanks, Arthur. We've got a replay here of last year's grand final, of course, and that was when Wynnum Manly thrashed South 42 points to 8. I don't see that happening this afternoon, though. South's a much improved side, and Wynnum Manly not in the same form they were in 1984. A bit of an if side, Wynnum Manly, at the moment. If they play to their potential, they could certainly go on and win this match and win it quite comfortably. They haven't been in good form. They only really hit a purple patch for the second half of the match last week, and I really don't think there's any guarantees that they're going to play to the top of their ability this afternoon. Souths, on the other hand, different kettle of fish. They played particularly well this season. They've won 10 out of their last 11 matches, so their form is really first class. And I think the Magpies, if they can control possession, and that's so important, you must keep the ball away from Wynnum Manly. They're too good in attack, and you must control possession if they're going to beat them this afternoon.
Wayne, Souths have made the grand final today, but only played one game in the last 4 weeks. Do you see that as a problem to the side?
No, not at all. We've covered that in our training and our preparation, so that won't be an excuse to that if we get beaten.
We got a replay of last year's grand final, 42-8, Wynnum Manly won it. Is this side a better side that you got this year than the one last year?
It's a better team, David.
Have you...
Well, there they are, the Magpies taking the field, and all eyes on the tunnel now to see whether big Mal Meninga will come out for South. Under a severe injury cloud prior to the match. There he is, the big fella, and he comes onto the field. Of course, he's had injections in that knee, and good news for the Magpies that Mal Meninga is able to take the field in his grand finals. It's up to them really to perform. There's Mal Meninga jogging around, keeping it warm. And he'll be out to prove that he is one of the best players, and also go out on a high note for South. And there we have the Wynnum Manly side as they take the field, captained by David Green. There's been an injury cloud over 3 of the players, Colin Scott, Gene Miles and David Green himself, the captain.
So it's Wally Lewis to start play in the 1985 grand final. A very deep kick as it goes well down to Belcher. And across to Lewis. Lewis a short pass but goes astray, and South pick up the ball on the Wallace out there on that far side flank. And the first mistake by Wynnum Manly.
Lewis in great cover defence to fix up his own mistake.
Can kick through in the play of the ball, and it runs into touch. Penalty.
Yes, you're not allowed to kick, and Wally Lewis querying that. The rule states the ball must be on the ground. So is David Green querying it. And just picked up that ball. It was from a loose Lewis pass, but the opportunities were on. Wynnum Manly had an overlap.
Gary French attempting to put first points on the board. It's a pretty good attempt too. And the flags are up. The Magpies go to an early lead of 2 points to 0.
That's just the sort of tonic that South would have been looking for.
Across to French, out wide to Meninga. Meninga sends that pass to John Elias, the second rower standing there. Back a bit risky, that pass picked up by Meninga. Meninga. Oh, look at that. Players bouncing from players off there.
That big Mal's fair dinkum today.
Was for Hooker's pass across to the 5'8" French. There's Meninga. And starts to get going, Meninga. Look at Meninga tripping, getting over that area. Sends his pass, goes astray, picked up by Wallace. And Wallace has it for South still. Almost lost it for a moment, Souths, but eventually picked up by the winger. Also Mescal in there, the front row forward. Flips across and doors to Lewis. A longer pass out wide to Brett French in the centres. Gets away from Meninga, gets around Meninga, over the halfway mark. Brett French kicking ahead, and the chase is on. The bounce favouring Wynnum Manly. Brett French gets it eventually, and almost there. Butler, how close did Butler go to plucking it out of the air? But French picking it up eventually. The bounce favouring Wynnum Manly. The luck of the game, it's a penalty to Wynnum Manly, being held down by Souths. The penalty kick at goal to level the scores. He's got a 64% record this season, and there it goes. The flags are up, and it's 2-2. after close to 14 minutes of play. By Wayne Cullen, also Tronk into lend a hand. Dowling's there, Green further across to Lewis, holds it up for a moment, and then Brett French in the centres. That's Meninga giving him a bit of a roughing up top. Jackson was the tackler down below. Onto Lewis. Lewis working the blind side and running himself, holding up dummy ball, giving it across his winger Warren Green. And into touch in the tackle with John Elias, the second rower across his good cover. French, Tronk, the second row forward. Peter Jackson in the centres and found the gap there between Dowling and another player up there. And a good run from Peter Jackson. Good run indeed. Wynnum Manly defence held off there. It's a penalty too against David Green.
Craig Perugia, I think it was, after who was playing back at fullback with Colin Scott getting attention.
French kick, there it goes. And it's there. So the Magpies hit the front again, leading by 4 points to 2. Muller. And switch back to Jackson on that blind side. Peter Jackson tries to get he does get his pass away to the fullback up there. Fullback gets his he broke away from that tackle, Belcher. Belcher did very well then. He was stopped several times it seemed, but now with great determination and strength he's 30 metres out the Wynnum Manly line. Cullen's pass out to French. French sends it on to Elias. Elias starting to move now, running strong. Look at John Elias over the quarter line. The pass comes back inside now to Norm Carr. Gets up off the ground. Carr, can he keep going? And he got the ball down. Norm Carr, yes he did. It's a try to Norm Carr and the Magpies lead by 8 points to 2.
Great try from South. It first came from a great break down that right-hand side with Belcher chiming in beautifully to go a long way downfield. Wynnum Manly had never recovered, and then South got the ball back out along their back line. I thought John Elias maybe had picked the wrong time to run, but he really accelerated. Elias has read this game so well. That's Elias deciding to straighten up. Wynnum Manly had plenty of defenders. He goes straight through the middle of them. Peter Dawes missed him. So did Greg Jones. Beautiful pass back on the inside to Norm Carr. Norm Carr had Gary French there in support. Gary French throws his hands up. Norm Carr not held, and he reaches out and just gets it on the line for a great Magpies try.
Souths are leading 8-2. Perugia is off the field. No. Gary French's kick. And the flags are up, and the Magpies go to a lead of 10 points to 2. That's a pretty handy lead with just 7 minutes before half-time. 5 minutes before half-time, Souths are leading 10 points to 2.
Mick Beaver's there in centre screen with his new curly haircut.
Take the drop out. Gary Belcher, the fullback. Long kick over halfway. Good long kick from Belcher. And it's running well over the quarter line. An excellent kick from Belcher. And Scott right back near his own try line. Manly desperate to score points before half-time as Wally Lewis puts up the bomb. Fullback Belcher's underneath it and Belcher takes it, and very well done. Belcher gets away from a lot of them. Recovering from the injury, plays it back to his hooker and straight on to Meskel again. So he said, oh, here we go again. And he said, away I go. Would you believe it, would you? Over the halfway mark. Look at him striding out. And he's 11 metres inside Wynnum Manly territory.
Here come the Seagulls.
Yes, they're starting to look good, probably for the first time in the match. Starting to look really good. Here comes Coyne. Coyne sending it back now onto Adam. Adams charging through. Get the ball down. Starting in the tackle. Can't get it down. Yes, he's got the ball down. Adams has scored for Wynnum Manly. And the first try has been scored by the Seagulls. Souths are leading by 10 points to 6. Boy, it would take the Seagulls, Wynnum Manly within 2 points of South. There it goes. It's raised the flags. And so it's an open game again. Looks like a cliffhanger. 2 points. South leading Wynnum Manly by 10 points to 8. They just keep moving the ball. 20 metres out. Trailing by 2 points in the grand final. As Costa comes to Wally Lewis. Back to Janot. Janot, a short little ball then onto Dowling. Dowling gives it to French. French tries to spear through, but can't get away. As Norm Carr across there in cover again. Like the good lock forward he is to put him down. Morgan's up there. Under Miles. Miles tries to crash through. Sends the pass across now to Coyne. Straight on then to Dowling. Dowling on the Dawes. Dawes the halfback running across field. Flicks it back inside to no one. Picked up again by Dowling.
Offside.
And offside. Penalty to South. Dowling offside. Pass away. And Meninga flies into it. Affect another tackle. It was Terry Butler who finished with it. I don't know how Miles got that one away. Across to Dawes. Dawes to Lewis. Lewis sends one of those long passes out wide. Tony Jamot was out there. And he gets it straight on to Brett French. Brett French starts to accelerate now. running strongly, looks for the support, and still going, still looking for the support over the halfway mark.
Look, who made the tackle, Gary French. What a beauty.
Yes,
He's made 27.
Coming across in cover, beautifully done. Fight for possession from that play the ball. Six tackles to go. And Brett French it is who will play it back for Wynnum. So they're inside South territory, across the doors. A grandstand finish from Wynnum as it comes across. A difficult one for Lewis. Eventually gets to it and then throws it. Walked off balance pass across to the fullback. Has been knocked on. Been knocked on by, I said the fullback, I meant the winger, Terry Butler. And Butler knocked it on, and so we'll have a scrum. 1 minute, 41 seconds left in the grand final. South leading by 10 points to 8.
Well, you can't say Wynnum Manly haven't had their chances. There's Wayne Bennett, still not elated yet, but certainly must feel pretty confident. A scrum, loose head and feet here for South. Penalty to Wynnum Manly because he threw the ball away. Oh, that's silly play. Wynnum Manly still with a chance in this match. It just should have been a simple scrum, loose head and feed, South ball, and they could have shut the game down.
Wally Lewis finds touch just over the halfway mark, and they get probably one of the few last chances of the game as Dawes takes it up 10 metres inside South territory. Across it comes with Wynnum still keeping that pressure on in the middle. That's the second tackle. Across to Miles. Look at Miles starting to motor onto that ball then. And Coyne was right up alongside of him. Inside the last minute now as it comes to Wally Lewis, sends it on to Brett French, and wow, he was wrapped up in a sandwich tackle between Meskel and Peter Jackson.
Lewis going back right.
David Green, the captain, is there, just outside South quarter line. There's Wally Lewis, sends the pass to Miles, he's looking for him, but the ball has been knocked down. Fight for possession, South ball, knocked on, and so a scrum to pack down. We look at that clock, 29 seconds to go, and the scrum to pack down.
Nothing, there's Wayne Bennett. Must think he's got it now, surely. Although Wynnum Manly loose head and feed should win it. Brett French getting attention. Against the head. South have got the ball, and that should be the ball game.
Yes, it should be the grand final to South now. 22 metres out in their own line, in possession. Up there is Chris Phelan's in the dummy half position. Chris having his last game, and wouldn't he love to go out with the grand final? There's the countdown now. Chris Phelan certainly would wait. And Souths have sunk the Seagulls. The Magpies Souths have really shot down the Seagulls.
Yep, and look at the elation. There it is, I think. South really wanted to win that one. They tried so hard over so many years, haven't been able to do it. They wanted it more than Wynnum Manly today. They played some of the best football, finals football, some of the most controlled final football that we've seen here for a long time. Defence was magnificent. Wynnum Manly threw everything at them, but it was the defence around the forward pack. Norm Curran, brilliant cover defence. Look at Wayne Bennett. Congratulations, Wayne. He could well feel very proud of that. A fine effort there from Wayne Bennett to get the Magpies up. Weren't favourites in the match. I felt Norm Carr with his cover defence was fantastic. John Elias from Sydney, who came up here this year, was absolutely terrific in his defence, and also the way he ran the ball. Set up South's only try. Scotty Tronk, well, he'll be a better player for today's efforts, and the two front rowers, we knew they were going to go well. Meskel and Chris Phelan played it very, very strong.
So a great day out for the Magpies, winning 3 of the 4 grand finals here today. They thoroughly deserved their victory in this major grand final, and congratulations to them, and congratulations to Wynnum Manly too for a really top performance. South's winning the grand final by 10 points to 8. Thanks very much for being with us. We've been delighted to bring this match live to our viewers throughout Queensland country. We hope you've enjoyed the match. Thanks for being with us. Good afternoon.